Armada Kickoff is brought to you by Community First Credit Union, Winn-Dixie, Baptist Health, Bowden Eye and Associates, Brumos Automotive, and Coastal Spine and Pain Center.
Hello and welcome into Armada Kickoff. 3 matches in the last 7 days for the Armada and 3 more to go in the preseason. We'll take a look back at the recent action against 2 USL clubs and assess where the Armada stand with a month left until the NASL spring season begins.
We also take a look at the U23 tryouts as we see what Pat Cannon and his coaching staff are looking for in their team. And we go into Bob's bedroom with Bob Veal as he shows us how little things are counting for the Armada.
Plus, Andy Kidd and Mauricio Ruiz join us in the analyst roundtable to get their thoughts on the team so far. But let's start with the Armada taking the next step this preseason. Tony Meola knew that this 2-week stretch was going to be a study in contrast. After 3 preseason matches against MLS teams, Meola put the Armada through their most rigorous week of training last week. Then this week, a little getaway, 3 days in South Florida that included a closed-door match yesterday against Miami FC. The Armada won that one 2-1. But before departing for Miami, the Armada faced a pair of USL clubs at Patton Park. A couple of beautiful days for soccer out of Patton Park. 2 USL clubs, Tulsa and Charleston, in town to face the Armada. Tony Meola saw his team really develop a lot of chances using a lot of different players in different combinations. The Armada, though, couldn't find that out as often as they would like. They got 2 goals against Tulsa in a 3-2 loss to the Roughnecks, and then a 0-0 contest against Charleston. In both cases, you can see that the legs were maybe a little tired for the Armada after a strenuous week of training, but there was a lot that was accomplished, a lot that was certainly pushed forward, and for Meola, it was a key week because he says after this next week of action, the Armada are going to really start locking things down in terms of player usage, formations, and that sort of thing. This was a very good week to see how some of the players, young and old, would respond against USL competition.
I'm not too worried. I think personally, you know, we're creating chances, and this is pre-season, so as well as us trying to get our fitness, we're trying to sharpen up our touches and, you know, our reactions around the box. And, you know, I think we've done a great job of that today. We've shown that we're able to create the chances, and when the season comes, I think we'll definitely be putting those away.
I'll say this, I'd rather generate that many chances and miss now than in April. So, you know, they say goals are usually the last thing to come. That's kind of the polish on the final product, so I'm not worried about it. I think, you know, as we get closer to and guys are playing at 100%, the ball's going to start hitting the back of the net, and once the first one does, you know, you hope the floodgates open and it becomes second.
Now you take a look at the numbers from the 2 matches. A 3-2 loss to Tulsa. Pascal Million, you saw the Charles Elandu goal. By the way, Elandu has been signed by the Armada, just 21 years of age, from Cameroon. Has had a little bit of a taste of the MLS, and he has been terrific in the preseason in terms of scoring goals. Now we'll see how he fits into the whole scheme of things, but he scored 3 goals so far in the preseason. Miguel Gallardo and Sebastian Evers this past Saturday combined for the clean sheet against the Charleston Battery before the Armada went on the road and beat Miami 2-1.
Players that you can switch around, and we're going to be very strong.
We saw a lot of different players, a lot of different lineups.
All right, and here for our first installment of the Analyst Roundtable, Mauricio Ruiz, Andy Kidd. We are now exactly a month away from the start of the spring season for the Armada. Andy, what are your expectations for the spring for Jacksonville?
I think the Armada have shown that they're going to be committed to get behind the ball. They're going to be tough to get through. I see a lot of close competitive games for the Armada. I see 1-goal games can go either way, and hopefully that translates the games that were 0 points last year to being 3, or at least 1 this year, and games that were 1 point going to 3 this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be competitive from the start. I mean, are there going to be some bumps on the road? Absolutely. Still sort of a new team in a way. But I think it's a team that's going to be, it's not going to be giving up a whole lot, as they haven't given up a whole lot, obviously, the 1 game against the Red Bulls. Besides, everything else has been pretty tight games.
Very tight.
You know, so far they have been creating a lot of chances. They haven't been finishing a lot. Does that concern you at all?
No, it doesn't. Just because you've changed the system a little bit, you changed some of the personnel. Some of the players that were your marquee goal scorers last year are playing a little more of a redrawn role. So it's just a matter of timing. I mean, the fact that you're creating chances. If you weren't creating chances, then that will concern me. It's just a matter of, you have quality players that they'll put them away. They'll figure out a way.
Yeah, and hit the nail on the head, Mauricio. If you're not creating chances, then there's some concern. But these are professional players. It's going to come. Some of those chances are going to start going in. And when they do, their confidence will build, and those forwards will start, getting 2 and 3 and 4 goals in a week and start getting goals in games back to back. And Tony's been very adamant that they're going to start from the back. They're going to solidify the defense first, then build the midfield, and then the offense is going to be the last thing that you're going to to see come along. Right.
Yeah, we'll see how that comes along here over the next month. Andy Kidd, Mauricio Ruiz, thanks a lot. More from you guys coming up here in just a bit. Let's hear now from Tony Meola in Coach's Corner. He knew this past week would be a tough one on his club, but he expects it to pay dividends going forward.
You know, week 7 when we got here, when we started, I told them in the opening meeting this would be the week we worked really hard, and yeah, they needed to respond, and I thought they did a really good job. You know, and today there's a little bit more excitement in the training ground because the place was packed, and so that gave them a little bit of energy, I'm sure, but I'm really proud of what they did this week. I told them after the game.
You're going to know some of the guys fairly well who are in Miami now, guys at Compost and some of these others.
Yeah.
Have a chance to probably peek them out here a little bit. Don't look like they're being built like some expansion teams are.
No. Nesta has a lot of contacts around the world, right? So you look at the group that they put together, there's a lot of experience. They're really, really organized. That's evident from watching them play. Almost in a lot of ways, from an organizational standpoint, my old favorite teams in Milan that he grew up playing in the system. It's what you're going to get. So breaking them down is not going to be easy, but I think we have the talent to really put them under pressure.
When you come back after that, you'll have JU, who should have you well scouted, if nothing else, with Mauricio, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Mauricio has an advantage in that one over me. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, look, that's part of the preparation, right? And it's just, as we saw with UNF, it poses just a different challenge, for us. And, after I told them after that JU game is really when we start to tighten the screws and get an idea. And I don't think you'll see too many more games outside of that one where you're going to get 10 subs in the game. I think we'll start to narrow it down a little bit.
A big turnout for the U23 tryouts last Sunday as Pat Cannon and his staff are looking for the potential next generation of Armada players in their NPSL developmental team.
Looking for a lot of creative players, some athleticism to help us out on the attacking positions. But more or less, I'm just looking at soccer players that look the part, the experienced players that can come in and help us from day one.
A much larger turnout than expected at the U23 tryouts, as nearly 100 players registered to display their soccer skills, hoping to impress Pat Cannon and his staff, and earn a slot on the NPSL team that will wear the Armada brand.
We've had players in from South Carolina, a lot of South Florida players, and a few players coming in from Tennessee and Alabama. So you can already see the turnout coming in from, and I put it to being a part of the Armada organization.
Looking to develop future Armada players, the coaching staff knows what it takes to play professionally and believe they can help players master the game enough to make the jump to the next level.
We try to recognize players that can play at that level, or players that may not be ready to play at that level, but maybe need some training, maybe need an experience.
For those like Tommy Krzanovich, who once played for the U23 team and the Armada, he says these development teams can only benefit players' futures.
I think it creates a good system for to go towards the professional team, whether that is from the youth and going into U23s, or from U23s into the professional. It's just a good system. It's a good build-up system to recognize players and get them into the right places.
A great opportunity for those players to be a part of the Armada organization, and you have the opportunity as well to be a part of the fleet and see the Armada play in preseason. Your next chance is Tuesday, March 15th at JU against our own Mauricio Ruiz's JU Dolphins. This game will be streamed on ESPN3, and there will be a link to the match on ArmadaFC.com. Then on Friday, the Armada take on NASL expansion team Rio OKC. Kickoff is at 10 a.m. at Patton Park. The Armada's last preseason friendly is on the road against Flagler College on April 2nd before they head off to New York to play defending NASL champions, the New York Cosmos, April 10th. Season tickets are still available to purchase starting at $10 a match. For more, go to ArmadaFC.com or call 844-2-ARMADA.
Straight ahead, NASL teams traveling to Scotland, England, and China will go globetrotting around the NASL coming up.
We also head into Bob's Beat Room with Bob Veal, who's showing us how the Armada is paying attention to details. Stick around, more Armada Kickoff is straight ahead.
To enter for your chance to participate in the Winn-Dixie Bubble Battle, visit your nearest Winn-Dixie in your Armada gear, take a selfie, and post it to any of the Armada social media using the hashtag WinnDixieBB. 2 winners will be selected every Wednesday during a home match week. Assemble a team of 3, and you're ready for battle.
While the Armada traveled to South Florida this week, other NASL clubs were piling up huge frequent flyer miles. Let's take a closer look as we go around the NASL, presented by Nike.
A number of NASL teams are going international this week. Fort Lauderdale Strikers are in China. They defeated Chengdu Qingbao 1-0 this past week. They continue their tour of the East this week and spreading the South Florida style of soccer in China. While the Strikers are there, another Florida team is in England. The Tampa Bay Rowdies have 3 matches on the schedule against English sides, including yesterday's match against English Championship club Nottingham Forest. They'll also face Notts County and reserve side from EPL leaders Leicester City. FC Edmonton travel to Scotland. They face Partick Thistle. Newcastle United from the EPL, reserve side there. And then to Glasgow, they face Scottish side Queen's Park FC.
Here is the preseason schedule coming up. We mentioned Notts County and Tampa Bay Rowdies. Rowdies, you saw the Tom Heineman goal against Nottingham Forest. Then Saturday, it'll be Minnesota United playing against the Mexican U20 national team. Indy 11 takes on FC Cincinnati, USL side. And Miami and Rio OKC in a matchup of NASL expansion clubs coming up on Saturday. Now let's head to Bob's Boot Room, presented by Collaboration Solutions and Clear Touch. Here are Bob Veal and Ashlea Bullington.
Thanks, Cole. Bob, these past couple weeks have been really good for the guys, but what is the little details that they're really paying attention to that have benefited them on the field?
I'm going to show 2 clips. One is to deal with the defense and the shape and the organization. The second one is to deal with the transition, the quick transition forward. Let's look at the first clip. And we'll see the ball comes long here out to the Red Bull side. Otter closes the guy down. Not a great ball from defense, but he didn't have a lot of choice then. Then let's watch this ball as it comes in. Stop there, and let's see the defense. This is Burke closing down this guy. Beto here, waiting for the loose ball. Ruthen moving into this guy here. And we got Mishak. And this is important. Watch him make the run back. Now let's move that clip on from there. Now you watch it come out to the right or out to the left side. Stop it again. And let's see where. Burke was covering. He's got the guy covered here. Mishak's making the run in the middle. I would love to see Ruthven this side of this player, just so he's goal side of him. Let's move it on from there and see where we go. Right, let's go. And you see Burke has covered that down. Mishak's made the run. So, Burke has closed him down here, and there's nowhere for this guy to go. Everybody's covered here. Again, Ruthven, I would love to be this goal side of 99 there. So, and the ball goes out of play. Okay, let's look at the second clip. Burke wins the ball out here, and he's going to play a long ball forward now, and it's going to play forward, and Cater is out of picture up here. Let's look out to see how this plays out. Long ball into Cater, who is in a great position. He's not offside because he moved before the ball was kicked and got the ball forward of him. Now he will run to the line, and this is what the coach keeps on about, Cater getting behind the defense. Let's move this clip on from here and see how this one spins out. Cater controls the ball, plays it into the middle. Pascal takes a shot, it rebounds, and there is Fondy doing exactly what he should do, which is picking up that loose ball, and he played it to Sandoval here. He's got some options. He plays it through here for Cater to make the run, or you watch Fondy come round the back and he can slip it here. What does he do? He chooses to shoot, which is what Junior is all about. And there we have it. So that's the transition, the quick transition.
I think any of the guys would tell you that even though right now they're not getting the goals, they're creating a ton of chances.
Oh, a lot of chances.
And that's only going to be better when the preseason comes.
Agreed.
But thank you so much, Bob. Cole, back to you.
Thanks, Ashley. Straight ahead, Andy Kidd and Mauricio Ruiz rejoin us as we take a guess at who might be the key players for the Armada this season. Don't go anywhere. More Armada Kickoff right around the corner.
A new chance to come out and see the Armada for a great price is with our 4-pack attack. This is any 4 games of your choice and $20 worth of crew cash to spend at your convenience. And for a limited time, we're offering a bonus ticket to the Armada's home opener on April 15th against new NASL opponent Miami FC. A $110 value starting at just $68. To get the 4-pack attack, call 844-2-ARMADA or go to armadafc.com. The Armada Social Rewards program is a fantastic way for you to connect with the team and win Armada prizes. Anything from tickets, exclusive interactions with players and coaches, and even an all-inclusive trip to an away game with the team. All you have to do is log on to armadasocialrewards.com, create an account, link your social media accounts, and start earning tokens. Each week here on Armada Kickoff, we pick one random winner, and this week's social reward winner is David O'Malley. You've won 2 tickets to the Armada's home opener on April 15th against Miami FC. Now, let's head over to the Analyst Roundtable presented by Subway. Cole?
All right, thank you, Ashley. Back here on the Analyst Roundtable with Mauricio Ruiz and Andy Kidd. All right, let's talk about the upcoming spring season and with the Armada in particular. Mauricio, who do you see as the key player or players for the Armada?
I see Matt Fondy really being a difference maker on the team, a guy that scored 20-plus goals in the USL for Louisville last year. He's a guy that you looked at Ottawa last year, a very average, people call boring team. But Tom Henneman scored goals last year. And I see Matt being a better player, but a very same, stereotype, striker forward, big body, gets into place. And I think you need guys like that to be difference makers.
Absolutely. If I had to pick one, there's a lot of key players, but if I had to pick one, if Richie Ryan can stay healthy for the whole season, he's that first line of defense on any counterattacks, and then he's your catalyst going forward when we're building up out of the back and spraying balls to those wingers and setting up those forwards. So if Richie Ryan can, be around for a whole season, because he plays really hard, puts in a lot of minutes, a lot of miles on the field, if he can stay healthy, I think that'll be huge for the Armada.
NASL teams are traveling right now. You've got Fort Lauderdale in China, you've got FC Edmonton in Scotland, and you've got the Rowdies in England. Andy, the Armada are not traveling. Would it benefit the Armada, good or bad, to leave the country maybe next preseason?
I think it can be a positive. I mean, it's a good team bonding, opportunity when you travel and you go on a road trip and you're in a different place and it's just you and your guys. You don't have the fans, you don't have the media as much, and it's just your guys together and building something. But I think staying home this year was probably a smart move with a brand new team, brand new coaching staff. I think it's something that as Tony builds the team that they could do down the road.
No, I agree. I think there's 2 sides to it. I think you can get the bonding experience part of it, but you can do that here too. I think it's still very much discovery phase for the Armada. It's very, it's business first, enjoyment later. And I think once you kind of get this structure in place, it's great for the NSL to get the coverage, internationally as well. The fact that the strikers are in China with the Ronaldo extension there. But I think the Armada have to focus on the business at hand.
Now, speaking of the Armada, one website picked them 5th in the spring season here. Is that about right? Higher or lower? What do you think?
I think to get picked in the mid-table, I think it's fair to, being that there's a lot of unanswered questions to the team. I see the team surprising a little bit. I see the team being a much more established NASL prototypical team that is just going to claw their way up to the top. I don't see a reason why top 4 is not realistic.
Yeah, I had top 4. I had 4, 5, 6, and if you had to pick, I'd say top 4. They're going to be in that playoff hunt all year, just because, as Mauricio said, they're going to be in tight games. It's going to be competitive games, and more likely than not, you're going to get points out of those games instead of getting 0 points, which happened a lot last year with the style of play that we had.
Andy Kidd, Mauricio Ruiz, thanks so much. Coming up, a closer look at the Armada's next opponent, those JU Dolphins. Stick around, more Armada Kickoff is straight ahead.
Next for the Armada, it's back to school. They'll face the second of 3 university teams this preseason when they face the JU Dolphins on campus Tuesday at 7:30. Last year, the Armada played at JU and won in the preseason. That was Akil Barrett's coming out party. We know this much, JU's scouting report will be a good one. Armada analyst Mauricio Ruiz is the head coach, who's not going to be caught off guard by anything the Armada throw at his team.
Another great opportunity for fans to get tickets at great prices with our Kraken Pack. Buying this pack gets you to 8 Armada games, including the season opener in Community First Park against Miami FC and a match against NASL opponent Rio OKC. There are 2 bundles of games to choose from, both just $88. So release your Kraken and join the fleet by calling 844-2-ARMADA or going to armadafc.com.
All right, make that change to your calendars. The Saturday, June 11th match against Tampa Bay is now scheduled for a 4 o'clock kickoff. That's going to allow soccer fans to come to the Armada match and then join the Armada watch party for the U.S. in the Copa America. More details to come. Remember, you can always get the very latest online on the Armada on armadafc.com. On radio, we have the Armada Soccer Show Wednesdays at 6 on Sports Radio 930 and Armada Kickoff every Thursday night right here at 10 o'clock on CW17. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Cole Pepper.
And I'm Ashlea Bullington. We leave you with our Armada selfie montage. To get your picture in our rollout, hashtag your pictures with our Armada selfie on social media. The best will make it on every show. See you next time.